Anadikarma Bhale by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Anadikarma Bhale Podium Vachale Tori Parana Dekhi Upai Anadikarma Bhale Podium Vachale Tori Parana Dekhi Upai E Vishaya Hala Hala Divai Nishiya Chwale Manakabushuka Nahi Pai E Vishaya Hala Hala Diva Nishiya Chwale Manakabushuka Nahi Pai Anadikarma Bhale Podium Vachale Thori Parana Dekhi Upai Anadikarma Bhale Podium Vachale Thori Parana Dekhi Upai Asha Pasha Shata Shata Klesha Dehi Avirata Pravriti Umira Tahe Kela Asha Pasha Shata Shata Klesha Deya Avirata Pravriti Umira Tahe Kela Kama Krota Adichoy Pata Pata Deha Boy Avasana Hoile Ashibela Kama Krota Adichoy Pata Pata Deha Boy Avasana Hoile Ashibela Anadikarma Bhale Podium Vachale Thori Parana Dekhi Upai Anadikarma Bhale Podium Vachale Thori Parana Dekhi Upai Chana Karma Takadui Mora Pradhari Aloe Avasheshe Phela Sindhu Chale Chana Karma Takadui More Pradhari Aloe Avasheshe Phele Sindhu Chale Heno Samaya Bandhu Tumi Krishna Kripa Sindhu Kripa Kori Dholo More Bale Heno Samaya Bandhu Tumi Krishna Kripa Sindhu Kripa Kori Dholo More Bale Anadikarma Bhale Podium Vachale Thori Parana Dekhi Upai Anadikarma Bhale Podium Vachale Thori Parana Dekhi Upai Padhita Kinkore Dori Pada Padma Duli Kori Deho Bhakti Vinode Ashroy Padhita Kinkore Dori Pada Padma Duli Kori Deho Bhakti Vinode Ashroy Amitava Nityadas Buliya Mayara Pash Bata Hoye Achido Yamoy Amitava Nityadas Buliya Mayara Pash Bata hoye achido yamoy ana dikarama phale Podi babana vachale Thori bare na dekhi upai Ana dikarama phale Podi babana vachale Thori bare na dekhi upai Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prema se ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhaktarinda ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Shri Giri Govardhan ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai, Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya ki jai, Tulasi Devi, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Shama Veda Bhaktarinda ki jai, Gaura Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, a beautiful translation of Vaishna Kishori Mataji in the meantime as well. Prakash, Hare Krishna. Let's, Vaishna Mataji, you want to read this translation? That would be very nice. One moment. Okay, Vaishna Mataji. You have to unmute your microphone. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me, Vaishna Mataji? Okay, I will read that translation. I have fallen into the ocean of material existence as a result of my selfish activities, which are without beginning, and I see no means of deliverance from this great ocean of nations, whichever. Day and night my heart burns from the poison of these worldly activities, and on account of this my mind never finds any satisfaction or happiness. Hundreds and thousands of desires, like nooses around my neck, constantly give me misery and trouble. In that great ocean of nescience play the waves of materialistic tendency. In this world there are many thieves and rogues, of whom 6 are prominent: lust, anger, greed, illusion, and madness. They are causing me great fear, and in this way my life is coming to an end. The 2 highway robbers, mental speculation and fruitive activity, have cheated me and misled me, and finally they are throwing me into the ocean of misery. At such a time as this, my dear Krishna, you are the only friend, and you are the ocean of mercy and compassion. I have no strength to get out of this ocean of nescience. So I pray to your lotus feet that you will take me. You will be kind, and by your strength uplift me from this ocean of suffering. Accept this fallen servant and fix me as a particle of dust on your lotus feet. Kindly give me shelter. Give shelter to this Bhakti Vinod. O most merciful Lord, actually I am your eternal servant, but having forgotten this, I have become bound up in the network of Maya. Hare Krishna. Here we have Vaishana Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I had a message saying I was not being able to unmute.
Hare Krishna, how are you, Vaishana Mataji?
I'm fine, sorry. Apologies. I got a message saying host is not allowing us to unmute. So I was trying to talk, but
we cannot hear you.
Yes,
I cannot hear you.
You still can't. It's a problem at your end.
Maybe something wrong on my side. Prakash, can you say something if I can hear you? Prakash, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can hear you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
I cannot hear you.
Hello, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
I have muted you. Let me see that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
You can unmute. People can unmute themselves. So there is a problem. How to fix that? Try now, Prakash and Vaishana Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you hear?
No. I can't hear any of
Haribol. Haribol.
So there is a problem. Let me unplug my microphone and see if that helps. What about now? Now I can hear some sounds. Yes, yes, I can hear you now. Oh, that was a problem.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, very nice. Thank you, Prakash. Thank you, Vaishana Mataji. Everything is working as it should be working. Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome, both of you. Are you well, Vaishana Mataji?
Yes, I am, thank you. Cold, but well.
Hare Krishna. So what we will do now, we will go through the fill-in exercise. Keep both of your microphone on, unmute yourself so we can actually have a conversation. Prakash and Varshana, can you unmute your microphone? Yes, like that. And then we go here. We share the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, good. So Bhagavad Gita chapter 2. We have here chapter 2. That is based on the fill-in breakdown. Let's do first a short breakdown of chapter 2. In text 2 to 3 of chapter 2, Krishna starts speaking and he's chastising Arjuna. He's chastising the famous verse, a wise man doesn't lament for the living and the dead. And you, Arjuna, you pretend to be a wise man, but actually, Srila Prabhupada comments like that, actually you are a fool. That's what Krishna says to Arjuna. Then Arjuna has a dilemma, and that is explained in text 4 till 6, Arjuna's dilemma. In text 7, Arjuna actually becomes Krishna's disciple, where he formally, fully surrenders unto the Lord and accepts him as his spiritual master. Karpanya dosha pahatasvak. Karma, that's that verse, Karpanya dosha. And then in text 10 to 53, a lot of verses, 40 verses, 50 verses, 40 verses. Krishna starts his teachings, his instructions, because naturally the disciple surrenders to Guru and then the Guru teaches the disciple. That is what's happening here. Then in text 54, Arjuna is asking his first question as a disciple, not anymore friend. That friendship, relationship, where later on in a later chapter, when he sees a universal form, then Arjuna says, please, my Lord, excuse me. I have been very familiar with you. We have been sitting on the same bed. We're lying together side by side. We joked. We did all kinds of things together. And I have not recognized you as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please forgive me for that. That when he sees a universal form, he realizes who his friend Krishna actually is. Rushika, welcome. Unmute your microphone, Rushika. We need that in a moment. But don't make any noises, Varshana, with papers or whatever. Rushika, unmute your microphone, please.
Hello.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Rushika. Nice you're here. Keep it unmuted for the moment.
Okay.
Right? So we're just having a breakdown of chapter 2. So Arjuna asking his first question, and that is a duty of the disciple to ask questions. That is very important. Then Krishna continues his instructions, another 20, almost 20 verses till the end of the chapter. So in this second chapter, we have Krishna chastising Arjuna, Arjuna's dilemma explained because he sees his friends and relatives and gurus and on the opposite side. And then he is so perplexed, and that is also important, that out of that confusion and perplexity, not able to solve the puzzle of life, what life has thrown in front of us, Arjuna surrenders to Krishna, becomes his disciple. Of course, it doesn't mean we can only become accepting a spiritual master when we are confused. A spiritual master can be accepted at any time, but when we are confused and we don't know how to continue in life, then that is a good opportunity to approach a spiritual master. Then Krishna gives his first instructions in 40 verses, then Arjuna asking his first question, and then Krishna continues his instructions up till the end of chapter 2. Now, what are those instructions? They're falling in a few different categories. Distinction between the body and the soul. Famous verses as the boy changes from boyhood to youth to old age and so on. Similarly, we receiving a new body at the time of death. So all about the difference between body and soul. That's a basic, the very, very first thing one has to understand who wants some spiritual emancipation. Therefore, when we have some new people coming in contact with Krishna consciousness, the first thing what we talk to them is about the difference between body and soul. Then, what is connected, of course, transmigration. We transmigrate into another body at death. A self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. So this is what Krishna's words, transmigration. Then, the nature of selfless service to the Supreme. What is selfless service to the Supreme? Another word is devotional service, or bhakti yoga. Krishna consciousness. So he speaks about Krishna, about that nature. Then he speaks about the characteristics of a self-realized person, because Arjuna is asking how such a self-realized person, such a transcendentalist, how does he speak, how does he talk, how does he walk? So how can we understand what's the difference of a self-realized person? Is there anything different externally? Krishna explains that. Next, there is an analytical study of body and soul. Already, distinction between body and soul. Now it's getting deeper into an analytical study of body and soul. Now we come into the fill-in exercise. The relationship between Krishna and Arjuna changes from to guru-disciple. From what? So everybody can speak out now. What we're going to fill in? There was already an answer. I couldn't hear that.
Guru, Prabhu.
It's changing from guru to guru? Not really.
I put disciple, actually.
That from friendly
Oh, friendly.
to guru and disciple, right? Changes from friendly to guru and disciple. So changing from guru to guru and disciple, no, doesn't make sense. Changing from disciple to guru disciple doesn't make sense. Friendly, because before Arjuna was on a friendly basis, and now it's guru and disciple. Krishna chastises Arjuna for his misplaced
misunderstanding.
Anyone else?
Misunderstanding.
Misplaced misunderstanding. Anyone else? Rashika, what did you fill in? Prakash, what did you fill in?
I'd also
Changes.
Grief.
Sorry.
Grief.
Compassion, right? It was compassion. Misplaced compassion, we all speak about. I mean, it's a very nice quality to be compassionate. And that is showing the quality of Arjuna as a devotee. He's compassionate, but he's on the battlefield. On the battlefield to be compassionate, just imagine any battle, the war in Afghanistan or in Syria or in Iraq, as long as these wars have been, or the Second World War, talk of that. That the soldiers suddenly feel compassionate and said, don't fight anymore. Are we retreating? We have compassion for the enemy. That doesn't work like that. Of course, it would have been better in these kind of political wars, because they were not just a religious a Shastric war. But here we have the Mahabharata. Krishna has ordered that war. Krishna has arranged it. Krishna wanted to annihilate all the demoniac mentalities and people. So he has assembled everyone. But Arjuna then, he feels compassion. That was misplaced. So he calls him some very strong words, impotent. He calls him impotent in the sense of, where are your potency, Arjuna? You're a great warrior. And suddenly you're refusing to fight. You're sitting on the chariot, your bow slips out of your hand, you're trembling, your hairs are standing on end, just because you're seeing on the opposite side, not just enemies and people you don't know, but people you know very well, your relatives, your uncles, maternal, and this and this and that, and friends. So he calls him impotent. And he calls him non-Aryan. So what's an Aryan? An Aryan is not what, unfortunately, Hitler under the German Nazi regime, he has adopted, and everybody knows Aryan, that term. And even one at the temple, long time back, someone said, Aryan, why is that? Why are we speaking of Aryans? That is something from Nazi Germany. I said, no, Aryans, that term is in the Bhagavad Gita. Oh, wow, that person was surprised. You may remember that. You may even remember who it was, but I won't say. So, Aryan, Hitler has adopted the Aryan terminology, stolen from Bhagavad Gita, stolen from the Vedas, and adapted it to a bodily concept of life. Aryan, in his and in the Nazi Germany understanding, was blue eyes and blonde hair. Everybody who didn't have blue eyes and blonde hair is a Nordic ideal. They were non-Aryans. But Aryan has nothing to do with the body here. The Vedas and Bhagavad Gita speaks of Aryan as a spiritual qualification. Those who know the higher values of life, they are the Aryans. So again, same thing, like we think if someone is born in a Brahmin family, or many people, we don't think like that. Therefore, he's a Brahmin. No. Chatuvarnyam, said Shloka. It's not by birth qualification, it's by guna karma vipakashaha. Guna karma, by qualification and by the work we're doing. There we are Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, or Shudras. So same, Aryan, not by blonde hair and blue eyes, but by spiritual qualification. So an analogy is given in that context, saving the dress of a drowning man. What is that dress in this analogy? What does that dress stand for? Rashika.
Compassion. Compassion for dress.
Yes, but if a man is drowning in the lake, in the waters, and we're saving his coat, his dress, and bring it back. I saved him. The dress is the body. We're saving the body, but we don't care about the soul. So the person is in the dress and the soul is in the body. And the analogy is given the three phases of absolute truth compared to the sun. What are the three comparison, the three aspects of the sun?
Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagwan.
That's nice. In a more, and correct, of course, in a more sun-centered example, it's the sunshine, the sun planet, and the sun god within the sun planet. And of course, yes, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Let's go further. Arjuna is and has lost his composure. What did you feel in Rashika?
Grief-stricken.
Grief-stricken. Have you looked into Bhagavad Gita for an answer, or you're just on top of your head?
No, I did, but then I couldn't find the words. I'm just, I
Hare
think it's because he's
Krishna.
in grief though, so.
Yes, yes. Vaishana, what did you fill in?
I put in two things. I found senseless and confused. So put them both down.
But I mean, it should also make sense. Arjuna is senseless and has lost his composure. Not really. Prakash, what did you put in? Prakashji, what did you put in? Let's see, is confused.
Confused.
That
How
is a
to
word.
use Lord Natarajan.
Yes, yes. Arjuna is confused and has lost his composure. Due to
Emotional
were-
weakness.
emotional weakness. Yes. Anything else, Vaishana?
Well, again, I had the same problem due to the fact that he'd become senseless. I couldn't find another word.
Prakash, what word did you put in? It's just one word, and it reads, it makes sense. Due to nobody? Miserly weakness. That is directly mentioned in the Gita. Due to miserly weakness. You want to remember that? These very same things coming in the quiz. Arjuna accepts Krishna as
Bhagwan.
Bhagavan. Any Vaishana?
He accepts him as his guru, doesn't
Oh, Guru. Yes. Bhagavan is Guru, yes. But here we're speaking about the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna. So it makes only sense. Arjuna accepts Krishna as Guru. And we carry on. Krishna and the living entities are eternally, it's all there in the chapter. They're eternally what?
alive in the heart of the living entity or the individual living entities.
So eternally individual living entities. I think you got there something. Rashika, what did you fill in?
I didn't fill that one.
Prakash.
No, Prabhuji.
You didn't fill anything in. I have a feeling. Individuals, individual living entities would pass. Fine, great. Sometimes people say Krishna's individuality is material. He is. In fact, someone recently saw that in a video, which I got sent forwarded. Maybe you got that video as well of Bhagavad Gita University. Did you get that video, Vaishana?
Sorry, which one?
About Bhagavad Gita University all over the world.
No.
So maybe only I got that. And I looked at it, and just a minute into the video, the gentleman was said, energy takes a bodily form and speaks. Would we agree with that? Referring to Krishna. Would you agree with that, Rushika? Energy takes on a bodily, material form and speaks Bhagavad Gita. Is there anything wrong with that statement?
No.
No? Vaishana, is there anything wrong with that statement? Energy accepts a material form and speaks Bhagavad Gita.
How can energy take material form? No.
Yes, onto something here. Krishna is not energy. That is the impersonalists think like that. Krishna originally is not a person. He is an energy. the Brahman, and the Brahman takes on a material form. So Brahman, Krishna has not a material form. Krishna has an eternal, transcendental, spiritual body. And he is not an energy. He has that same spiritual body in the spiritual world and comes down in the spiritual. He doesn't take on a material body. So the double mistake. So individuals. Krishna affirms his in the past, present, and future. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor shall any of us cease to be in the future, basically. What?
Existence.
Krishna affirms his existence in the past, present, and future. Yes, that would fit in, but more pointedly.
Supremacy, like position, supremacy. I put 3 actually. I put position, supremacy, and existence.
Yes, Rashika, what did you fill in?
Existence.
Well, it's individuality. Krishna affirms his, in that verse, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor shall any of us in the future cease to be. So Krishna basically says, I have always been an individual. Arjuna, you have always been an individual. And all these warriors and kings on the battlefield, they always have been individual. In the past, they're individuals now. And in the future, there will be individual souls as well. So not, say, merging into Brahman and then from Brahman, they're taking on a material body. This is impersonal Mayavad philosophy. So, B, if Krishna is deluded, if Bhagavad Gita is not what? I mean, if Krishna would be in illusion, like we are in illusion, then what is Bhagavad Gita then? Vaishana.
I'd put a question mark with important or authentic scripture.
Yeah. That is quite on the right track. Authoritative, authentic scripture, same thing. It's not, why would we study Bhagavad Gita from someone who is as much illusion as we are? No, Krishna is not deluded. After liberation, the soul merges into Brahman. That the impersonal is saying that. The soul is eternally, same thing again, same concept. What we put in. The soul is not merging. We are not merging into Brahman. We are eternally
servitors.
We just had it.
Fragmented. I don't know. Well, then authentic individuals.
Yes. Yes, again. We are, the soul is eternally individual. That cannot be emphasized strongly enough. Because a lot of people don't understand that concept. They're thinking of Brahman, we're losing our individuality. No, we don't. The Mayavad explanation of the Gita is misleading. Mayavad explanation is exactly what we talked about. That we are Brahman. We are not individuals. We are merged into the Brahman. It's just like the analogy is given in the Gita. The bee is licking the outside of the honey jar. We can speculate about the honey jar, but we will never know how the honey tastes. We have to open the jar. More. Jnana, the soul is eternal, whereas the body is temporary. The soul is Sat. What means Sat?
True.
The soul is true.
Pure.
Yes, Sattva is true, yes. The soul is, Rashika, what did you fill in?
Eternal fact. Eternal.
Eternal. Spot on. The soul is eternal, or Sat. Sat means eternal also. Whereas the body is Asat. What is a body? What's the opposite of eternal?
Temporary.
Yes, temporary. One who realizes this is called, and in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is mentioned that. What is a person called?
This is called
Jnani. Oh,
Vashana, what is that?
Jnani.
That would make sense with a heading. Dhira, a sober person or a pandita. There's a verse, Dhira pandita. These words are mentioned in the actual verse, not purport. He is what would we fill in? A sober person, a dhira, a pandita. He is not by the change of body. Everybody is, when the body is changing, of relatives, of friends, of parents, of children, or our own body.
He's not affected by the change of body. Is it?
Yes, undisturbed, not affected. Same thing. Yeah, same thing. Good. What does he do? A dhira, a pandita, a sober person.
He's not distressed, or it doesn't affect the fact.
He's not affected, so what?
He's not, I
Be-
can't think of the word.
bewildered.
Yeah, that's a good word. Bewildered.
Bewildered. Yeah.
He tolerates
Tolerance.
coming and going of happiness and distress. What's the verse? Matras pashas tu kaunteya shitoshna shuka dukata agamapaino nidyastam stitikshasva bharata. As summer and winter seasons coming, just try to tolerate, Krishna is saying. Such a person is eligible for, if someone is a dhira, a pandita, he knows I'm eternal, the body is temporary or asata. He tolerates the coming and going of happiness and distress like summer and winter seasons. So what's the result? He's eligible for?
Liberation.
Ooh, liberation. Analogy, change of body compares to change of dress. Example, the body changes from youth, old age, but the soul does not. As the soul passes from boyhood to youth to old age, similarly, the soul passes into another body at death. A self-realized person, a dhira, a pandita, is not bewildered by such a change. All found directly in the verse of Bhagavad Gita, which was indicated with a red number on the question sheet. And that brings us to the end of the fill-in exercise. Hare Krishna, that seems to have been difficult. Was that difficult? Maybe it was.
Yes, I did find it difficult. I was reading it, but I still couldn't find the answer. I think the questions weren't quite direct. So I was a bit confused myself. I mean, although I was on the same sentence, but I couldn't pinpoint the answer.
It's like we do know what it is, but then I don't know what word to put in, sometimes.
Yes. I will probably from now on, these fill-in exercises are taken from the Bhakti Shastri course curriculum, which I don't think it is applicable to us too much, because it is going in extreme detail and is a residential course and. So I will make my own questions. I know the group. I know what to expect from the group. So I think I would be in the best position to make some fill-in exercises myself. I have to type it out anyway. So, and then hopefully the questions becoming a bit easier. Okay, very nice. Let's do the quiz. Let's do the quiz. So, let's see how we get that sorted. Hopefully a bit quicker this time. Yes, it looks like going straight forward. Prakash has already left. Chapter 2, quiz 1. Okay, there are some game settings which I have to change so that you can see the questions. Okay. Are we ready? Let me share the screen. Log in to kahoot.it with the game pin 3477056. You don't need to come back. Just ask me for the pin when you're ready. Kahoot.it or Google Kahoot. Don't go to kahoot.com. That will ask you to sign up and whatever. Kahoot.it. Of course, you can download the Kahoot app on your phone, and then that playing of the quizzes is easier. You just have to go to the app. But that you can do afterwards. Okay, Rashika is already here. Fill in your nickname, put your name in. 3477056 is a pin. Why should I be waiting for you? 3477056. 34. Prakash, you still here? Oh, Prakash is here. That's beautiful. Vaishana, you're missing. Kahoot.it. Game pin 3477056. Kishori, yes, that's you. Okay, ready. Start. Chapter 2, quiz 1. A poll. Did you do the fill-in exercise? Be honest. 3 answers we want. 10 seconds left. Yes, all 3 said yes, you did the fill-in exercise. That is commendable. Thank you. That was very wonderful of you. Next, a quiz. You can select multiple answers. More than one are correct. Happiness and distress come and go like Bhagavad Gita 2:14. You have 4 choices. You can select more than one. Let's see what you make out of this. Directly from the verse. Matra sparshastu kaunteya, shitoshna shukha dukkata. Winter, summer, day and night, that's not mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Who selected day and night?
That was me.
Oh, you don't know that Matra sparshastu kaunteya, the change like winter and summer seasons.
It was me as well.
Don't be bewildered by such a change. Yes, that's misleading day and night. Nowhere in Bhagavad Gita Krishna is saying that. Next. True or false? Now that should be easy. We just spoke about it. After liberation, the soul merges into Brahma. True or false? Who said it was true? I want to hear that now. Who is that? For you?
No, it wasn't me. No.
It wasn't you?
No.
Rashika.
No.
It was a Prakash. We don't merge into Brahman. We are eternally individuals. Brahman means non-individual. We are just some energy. No, we don't become energy after liberation. That is a Hindu myth. And that's an impersonalist saying like that. So that's an important question. We're doing that quiz again some other time. So we are eternally individuals. We don't merge into Brahman. This is false. Rashika, you're leading the pack, followed by Vaishana Kishori. Next. Apostle, you have to put it in the right order. The fall down of the soul. Famous verse, 2 verses. It comes in 2 sections. What is first? What then? What then and what then? By you get plenty of time, extra time here. Put it in the right order. What is a fall down? Where does it start? What is next and next and next? Important question. Put into the right order. We got 15 seconds left.
Oh.
Okay. The correct order is that verse, Bhagavad Gita 262, and the next one, it continues after her. 63. By contemplating the object of the senses, a person develops attachment for them. From attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. That is 62. It's important. First, we're meditating in our mind. We're thinking about sense gratification. And if we don't withdraw the mind, if the mind is not our best friend, but the mind is our enemy still, we are supposed to make the mind our friend. But if we have become aware, sometimes we may not even be aware. We're meditating, we're thinking about sense gratification. As soon as we become aware of that, we withdraw the mind. Hare Krishna, forcibly, Hare Krishna, fixing the mind quickly on Krishna. Because if we contemplate a little bit too long, it may be anything to do with sense gratification. It may be food, it may be physical objects, it may be the attraction of opposite sex, any of that. If we contemplate a little bit too long, we become all in the mind. We haven't broken any principles, but it's in the mind. And then the mind becomes attached to the idea. Oh, that would be nice. Let's say, let me go in the restaurant and eat some nice meal, probably with onions and garlic, and anyway, it cannot be offered because it's a restaurant cooked, or is some other abominable ingredients in her. Or then just thinking in the mind, oh, that would taste nice, that would feel nice. Then we become attached to the idea. And after we become attached to the idea of sense gratification, then it's already difficult. When we contemplating in the mind the object of the senses, then we have the best chance to stop it. But if we don't, then we become attached, and it becomes more difficult. And we become attached, we're lusting it. We really, lust means in that context, we want it or must have it. Lust, it becomes very strong. And then anger comes because we may not be able to get it, what we're lusting for. Or someone stands in the way. Then anger arises. That is, so it's just a chain reaction. Next, the fall down continues in the next. Rashika, you're just slightly ahead of Vaishana. I think Prakash has left because he's on 0. No, he's still there. What's happening, Prakash? You're on 0. Okay, so let's go next. The fall down continues after anger. What's next? Also put in the right order. That's the text 63. You have 4 choices. What is the right order? You got almost a minute. Half the time gone. This is a bit more difficult, the second part. The first part shouldn't have been so difficult. So, delusion. When anger arises, we become deluded. And then bewilderment of memory. Let's just say the father is beating the small 5-year-old child. He became angry because the child did something wrong or bad, and he became very angry. He's starting to beat the child. He's deluded. And then he's just beating the child so hard that the mother intervenes and said, "Don't do. Can you not? That is our little boy here. What are you doing? What are you doing to that small child? You're going to kill the child." Because by that, this memory is bewildered. If someone is so angry, his memory is bewildered. He doesn't remember who that other person is, who that child is. The child is an innocent small child. He didn't do it on purpose, and so on and so on. He's completely bewildered. And then the next step of fall down is then he loses his intelligence. He cannot discriminate anymore. He becomes unintelligent. And then the final result of that 8 steps of the fall down, which starts with contemplating the object of the senses. Then the next fall down into the material pool, that is the words from Bhagavad Gita. It means being totally on the material platform again. No question of any spiritual vision. Okay, Roshika is still on top, followed right after with Varshana Kishori next. It's a quiz. More than one answer can be right. Multi-select. The soul can never be. More than one is right. There is a particular verse. All 4 are correct. Everybody got right, cut to pieces. Someone said moistened by water. With it all. Krishna explains, soul cannot be moistened by water, nor burned by fire, nor cut to pieces by a weapon, nor withered by the wind. That's exactly the words of the Bhagavad Gita. Well done. Roshika, you have increased your lead, I think, a little bit, slightly. It's a quiz. Again, a multi-select. More than one is right. Those who are wise don't lament. The picture gives you some hint, a little bit. The picture's getting revealed little by little. The wise don't lament. Directly Bhagavad Gita verse. For the living, for the dead. Yes, very nice. For loss of property, no. Defeat in battle, no. Directly verse. Wise don't lament for the living, nor for the dead. Varshana Kishori, you have taken the lead. Rashika, you fell a little bit back. Type your answer now. Now I'm your disciple and the soul surrendered unto you. Please. Bhagavad Gita 2:7. Type your answer. It may be more than one word. Directly from the verse. Arpanya dosha pahata svabhava. Instruct me or teach me would also be okay. Right? Please instruct me. Now I'm a disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. That's exactly the verse 2:7, the 7th verse of Bhagavad Gita. Karpanya dosha pahata. Okay? Next. Varshana, you are in the lead. True or false? We are eternally individuals. If it gets said wrong, I drown myself in the Ganga. We are eternally individuals. True or false? 12th verse in the 2nd chapter. True. Who said false? You said false?
No.
We are not.
Said, no. I said
no.
I'm correct. I'm correct.
Who said is false, sir? Someone said, two said it's, Rashika, you said it's false? We are not eternally individuals. We're becoming an energy. We have been an energy in the past and we're becoming another energy in the future. No. We are eternally individuals. 2:12. Let's get this Bhagavad Gita 2:12. Let's look at that. That is so important. Bhagavad Gita 2:12. One moment. Natvevaham chatunasam, natvam neme chanatipaha, nacheva nabhavishyamaha sarvivayam ataparam. Never was there a time when I did not exist. Nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. That's the individuality. Eternally. Individuals. That's what Krishna affirms here. Let's go further. Varshana Kishori, yes, you're doing well. A quiz. We are individuals. Again, same verse. Don't get that wrong, please. You can learn a lot from these quizzes. Yes, Haribol! Everybody got that. Oh, finally, it sinks in. We are eternally individuals. Prakash, thank you very much. Well done. We are eternally individuals. No energy, no becoming Brahman. Only individuals up till mukti. No, even after mukti, we are also individuals, after liberation. Because then devotional service is actually really starting. Okay. Prakash, you got some points here. Very good. A quiz. One is right. No, several are right. Happiness and distress come like. Same verse. Matra spashastu kaunteya. More than one options are right. Don't get it wrong, please. It's the third time we spoke about that.
Oh, didn't I?
Like winter and summer. Happiness and distress come like the all-pervading wind? No. Nowhere mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Nowhere mentioned. 214. 214. Let me bring up 214. Bhagavad Gita 214. Matra spashastu konteya shitushna shukadukata agama paino nityas tamstitikshasva bharata. O son of Kundis, a non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and the disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. Exactly mentioned in the verse. Winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception or sign of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate what we had in the fill-in exercise. Tolerate without being disturbed. Next. Vaishnav Kishore, you have a winning streak of 3 answers correct. The last. Prakash, you're catching up, it looks like. Type your answer. Changing one's body. A sober person is not, we had said before, a sober person is not by such a change. Bhagavad Gita 2:13. Type your answer. 2:13. Famous verse. Is not bewildered by such a change. Okay. What's that Bhagavad Gita verse? Dehinosmin yathadehe kaumaram yauvanam chara tathate andara prapti dhiras tatra namuyati. Here is dhira, sober person. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. Very important verse. Next. Quiz. Only one is right of that. Happiness and distress is compared to, again, same verse. Same verse we just spoke about. That should be, yes, finally. Haribol, thank you. Haribol, seasons, winter and summer season, right? Nothing with the modes of nature. If you don't read Bhagavad Gita, you will just say karma, the wheel of time, that all sounds very nice, but it's not. Prakash, you catching up. Quiz. Again, same verse again. Happiness and distress. What should we do? Ignore it? Fight it? Do good deeds, do good karma, tolerate? What should we do? When happiness and distress are coming. Same verse, we just read it. Don't get it wrong, please. One must try. What was must? Try to tolerate. Haribol. Oh, very good. So we're learning something here. Through a quiz. Amazing. Through a quiz, we can actually learn. And one must try to tolerate them without being disturbed. Yes, very good. Very good. Next. 3 more questions. Energy manifests in human form. Krishna and talks. That's what we talked earlier on of that video someone sent me. True or false? Energy manifests in human form. Krishna and talks. No, you wouldn't get that wrong. Who said it's true? You?
No.
No? Rashika? Rashika, what did you say? True or false? You don't want to say, do you? No, we talked. Huh?
I said false.
And energy manifests in human form. Krishna is not energy. And he has not a human form. He has a human-like form. It's not a human form. It looks like a human form, but I mean, a human form. Which human child can lift a Govardhan hill with his left hand? What to speak of with his little finger on his left hand? That doesn't exist. Krishna's form is a spiritual form. It's a transcendental form. It looks like human, but it is not human. Which human child have you ever seen after birth? He has 4 hands with helmet and garland and ornaments. No, doesn't exist. Because Krishna appeared first of all in his Vishnu form. So Krishna is not energy. He is Krishna in his abode. And then he comes down in a human-like form. He still is not a human form. So that is very important to remember. This impersonalist philosophy is just everywhere. Okay, next. Apostle, put into the right order. That's not easy. The Vishnus. That has nothing to do with the second chapter. It's a general question. Which was first? Then which Vishnu comes after, and which Vishnu after, and which Vishnu after? It's good to know because it has implications. So you got plenty of time, half a minute left. Where does it start? Some people even think it starts with Vishnu. And then Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu, some people say. Is that true? Is that false? Okay. It starts with Krishna. Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. He expands himself into Karnatakashai Vishnu, which is also called Mahavishnu, out of whose pores all the universe is emanating. And then by glancing over the Mahatattva, the material energy, he impregnates all the spiritual souls into material energy who have been slumbering in this gigantic body of Mahavishnu for millions and millions and millions of years. So Krishna is then Karnatakashai Vishnu or Mahavishnu. Then next is Garbhodakashai Vishnu. He's lying down on the Garbhodaka ocean at the bottom of the universe. By his sweat, he is creating that ocean. He's laying down with Ananta Shesha, spreading the hoods over. He is a maintainer of the universe, Garbhodakashai Vishnu. And then he expands himself again as Kshirodakashai Vishnu, who is Paramatma, who is a super soul, who enters in each and every atom. Otherwise, nothing would work in this material world. Because there is Kshirodakashai Vishnu in every atom. Therefore, things are moving in the atom and the electrons are spinning because Kshirodakashai Vishnu is present. And he's a Paramatma. You could even say he's a Paramatma of each atom. And he's a Paramatma in the heart of each living entity. Okay, that's the correct order. A poll. Answer honestly. Chanting is the ABC of spiritual life. How many rounds do you chant every day? Regularly, every day, not some days, other days not. Is it between 4 and 8? More than, there's no wrong and right. Is it 1 round? Okay, we have 2 chanting more than 8 rounds. 1 is chanting 1 round. Who is that one who's chanting 1 round? Is that you, Prakash? Yes, Hare Krishna. Okay, keep on chanting regularly 1 round. And once it's a regularly one round, I mean, it's not a competition here. The competition is regularly. It has to be regularly. Better one round every day than 8 or 5 rounds, sometimes yes and sometimes no. Regular is very, very important. And so Rashika and Vaishna, you're chanting more than 8 rounds. Yes, that is beautiful. There were not, I can only have 4 options, not more. Otherwise, I could ask a little bit more. Okay, and now that is also just multi-select. How many of the 4 regular principles do you follow? Be honest, it's not a competition. Is it 1, is it 2, 3, or 4? And we don't ask which ones. Just to get a bit of an idea where we at. 4, 3. So 1 principle seems to be difficult. Okay, that just gives some idea. Now can we head back to Zoom and see how we have done? Let me know when you're back in Zoom, because I cannot, oh, I can see you. No, you're showing up in Zoom, but I don't know if you're really there. Are you there, Vaishana?
No, I'm coming.
Yes. Prakash, are you back in Zoom? Rashika, are you back in Zoom?
I'm back.
You back? Okay. Yes, you back, Prakash. Rashika, are you back? Rashika? You're unmuted. No, you're muted. Are you back, Rashika? Yes. So
Yes.
everybody is back. So let's honor the players. Let's see how we have done. Podium. Rashika. Vaishana Kishori with 9 out of 15. 5 out of 15, not far. 4 out of 15. So, Prakash and Rashika, you're almost on the same level. You just got more points, Rashika, than Prakash, double almost, because it depends also if we are quickly answering, we're getting more points. If we are slowly answering, we're getting less points. If we are answering in the last minute before the quiz is over, then we're getting less points than the beginning. Okay, so we stop the screen sharing here. That was nice.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm quitting.
Okay, you stayed longer than ever before, Prakash. That obviously
2 a.m. here.
that quiz must have been kind of very interesting for everyone. Okay, so here we stop for tonight. 1.5 hours. We do need 1.5 hours. 1 hour is not enough. We said that last time. Do you see my little Christmas tree in the bottom corner, right?
Oh, very nice.
Hare Krishna. So we'll be back on Saturday. We'll see you all on Saturday. Do come. It's Christmas Day. Or you have any other plans? You have any other plans? Rashika? Are you celebrating Christmas? Rashika?
Hare Krishna.
What are your plans for next Saturday, the 25th of December?
We're just going to stay at home and unwrap all the gifts and with the kids. Nothing much. Food and gifts.
Okay, so will you join us on Saturday?
Most likely, yes. If the kids have got to sleep.
Just let everybody join in. Say probably we'll do just some fun activities. We just do some quizzes or something like that. And bhajan and a little bit of socializing and like that. That we can do. It's Christmas Day, so let's do.
Yes, that will be nice.
Yes, we can also do a little bit of some reading, maybe from Krishna book, something light. Since today, that was a workshop after all. That is, it's hard work. So Saturday won't be like that. It will be something light. I will think of some light activities. Okay. And okay. We'll see you Saturday, hopefully in Vashana. Are you having any plans?
No, I think I'm going to be home alone as usual.
Yes, me too. But we are not alone. We are not alone. Or we have all the whole Guru Parampara behind us. And the devotees who are coming on Saturday, hopefully also. Amit has apologized. He couldn't make it tonight. No apologies from Ben. I don't know. We don't know. And no particular apologies from
Rashmi? What's happened
no,
to
Rashmi doesn't come on Wednesdays usually. She can't. Right. She comes on Saturdays. But what's the name now? I forgot. So rarely we see each other. No apologies from Nalini, of course. And Amar, he rarely can attend because he's babysitting. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Thank you very much. See you hopefully on Saturday. We do something nice on Saturday. Hare Krishna.